Critical Rationalism. This video is about epistemology, the theory of knowledge. Knowledge is useful or explanatory information. An explanation is a story about why the world is the way it is. This video will consider only explanatory knowledge because whenever information is useful, there is an explanation for why it is useful even if it isn't explicit. Critical rationalism is Karl Popper's theory of knowledge. Knowledge is created by noticing a problem, proposing solutions to the problem, and criticizing the proposed solutions until only one is left. The major rival for critical rationalism is inductivism. Inductivism is a false theory of knowledge that claims that knowledge is created by doing observations, using those observations to invent a theory, and then using more observations to confirm the theory or make it more probable. What's wrong with inductivism? Theories don't follow from evidence at all. Explanations say things about unobserved events and so don't follow from observed events. For example, we invoke the core of the sun to explain the behavior of its surface. We don't observe the core, we do observe the surface. In addition, any piece of evidence is compatible with many theories, including an infinite number that haven't yet been proposed. So evidence can't prove a theory or make it more probable, because it's compatible with all these theories that could be true, but you haven't assigned them probabilities or come up with a way of deciding whether they are true or not. In addition, probabilities can only be assigned in the light of an explanation that tells us where the numbers come from. Those numbers can't be probabilities of that explanation, but they are interpreted as if they are. Inductivism also doesn't explain what you should observe or why, since you have to start with observations. So, should I stare at the floor of my room or at a jar of instant coffee or what? You can't answer to that question without having something to test. All observations are themselves conjectures about what happened in a specific region of space and time, as though they can't be used to prove anything. That is, you can't start with something that's a conjecture and then say, oh, I've proven this or that or the next thing. You might be thinking that we need to justify our theories and we can't do this without induction. But in reality, justification is impossible. Conclusions of arguments are always more specific than their premises, so you can't get out more than you put in. For example, you can't prove that the core of the sun is very hot just by looking at the surface. Also, conclusions of an argument are not proven unless the premises are proven, which is impossible. You would either have to just assume that they're proven, which isn't really proving them, or you would have to go into an infinite regress, in which you have other premises for the premises that you used for your last argument, and so on and so forth. We should look for explanation instead of justification. A good explanation solves a problem. We can weed out bad ideas using criticism. A theory that doesn't solve the target problem isn't much use. If it's inconsistent with other explanations such as experimental evidence, then it's also not much use. Idea X is not justified is a bad criticism because it applies to all ideas. so justification cannot be used even in a critical way. We don't use evidence to prove theories, we use it to criticise theories. We decide what evidence to acquire by looking for events that can be explained by one theory but not another. An item of evidence can be criticised by criticising the explanation of how it was acquired. So, to summarise, knowledge is created by noticing problems, proposing solutions, and criticising the solutions until only one is left. Theories can't be proven or made more probable by evidence. We can choose between theories by criticising the explanations they give.